Hey guys, Sprite here from Condé Systems, and today I am incredibly excited to show you the new product from Siser, which is their EasySubli. So this product is revolutionary right now in our market because for the first time ever, you are able to sublimate on cottons, dark fabrics, fleeces, and any other type of fabric that you can put in the heat press. So while Siser recommends that you use the EasySubli inks with the EasySubli vinyl, we've been experimenting with a few different techniques, and I'm going to talk about those and show you what the difference is. So here's what you're going to need. You'll need a computer, a sublimation printer, sublimation inks, the Siser EasySubli vinyl, the EasySubli mask, a cutter, cut software, the heat press, your product that you're going to apply the vinyl to, a squeegee, scissors, weeding tool, and protective paper. Before you get started printing on your Siser EasySubli vinyl, you first need to contact tech support with your computer and software info, and they can set you up with the best settings for you. All right, so now that I've shown you what you need, it's time to set up our cut software. So there's many different types of cutters and many different types of cut software. I have a great video out on Condé TV that goes over all of that. So if you need more information, be sure to check it out. For those of you that are already up to speed on that, let's go ahead and go to our printer, print out our vinyl, and get started. So now that we've pulled our vinyl off of the printer, the very first thing we need to do is place it under the open heat press for at least a minute to allow that ink to dry. I have here an image that I've already put under the heat press, and you can see the difference in the vibrancy. The heat really starts to activate the colors, and it also dries it, which is going to allow you to place it in your cutter without the ink smearing. So to do that, I'm just going to place it right under my preheated heat press and let it sit there for about a minute. Now that we have our vinyl dried, it's time to place it into the cutter. I'm using the Silhouette Cameo, so I'm going to place my image on my Cameo sheet. I'm going to load it into the cutter. And then send the cut file. Be sure to check Condé.com for all of the applicable cut settings for your cutter. Now that we have our vinyl cut, it's time to weed it. I'm just going to take my weeding tool here and peel away my excess. As you can see, this product is super easy to weed. So before we bring these to the heat press, we need to mask them. I have two different examples here because I want to show you that some of these actually don't need to be masked. This artwork, for instance, can just be peeled directly off of the backing sheet because there's not a lot of detail in the vinyl. So now this piece is ready to be placed directly onto the t-shirt and sublimated. All right guys, so now that we have cut and weeded our vinyl, it's time to apply it to our t-shirt. I'm using a 100% cotton black t-shirt. The first thing I want to do is pre-press it. So I'm going to cover it with some butcher paper, and I'm just going to give it about a 5-second pre-press just to get any wrinkles and any moisture out of the fabric. Okay. So once the pre-press is done, I'm going to take my vinyl and lay it exactly onto the shirt. Now I have two pieces here. One piece is done with the Sublimation HD ink, and then this piece is done with the EasySubli inks. So we're going to press them both at the same time. We're just going to cover them with butcher paper, and press. So be sure to check Condé.com for all of our techniques and tips. All right, let's see what we got. Well, that looks pretty good. So we're gonna let this cool, and then I'm gonna show you the difference. This piece needs to be masked because it has all of these little extra pieces that aren't going to just peel off in one piece. So to do that, we use the EasySubli mask. And the first thing that you want to do is peel it away from the backing. And you can save this piece for later if you're not ready to press your item immediately. So now that I have my sticky sheet ready, I'm just going to lay it on top of my image, use my squeegee, and apply some pressure. Make sure you're using good, firm pressure. And now these two pieces can be separated. I've found that flipping it over and peeling the backing from the mask actually works a little bit easier. And so now you can see all of these pieces are stuck to the backing paper, and now they're ready to be transferred onto your shirt. All right, so now with the mask on here, it needs to be peeled warm. All right, that looks great. So I've showed you a couple of techniques on how to use the EasySubli vinyl, and there's one more that I really want to talk about. So in normal sublimation, we print to sublimation paper and then we apply it to a polyester coated substrate. So we can do the same thing here with the EasySubli vinyl. So I have here a design, the same design, mirrored and printed out on regular sublimation paper. Then I have my vinyl, which is unmirrored and is pre-cut. So I want to show you the difference between what this looks like compared to the Sublimation inks on the vinyl and then the EasySubli inks on the vinyl. So I'm going to show you how to press this, and then we'll compare the three together. So I'm going to press this on the same shirt. The first thing I'm going to do is remove my vinyl from the backing sheet. And I'm going to tack it down for about 5 seconds. Now, because we're doing a different method of sublimation, the times and the temperatures are going to change a little bit. So I'm going to cover this with protective paper, and I'm going to tack it down. So that's about all the time we need for that. And then I have my image, which has already been cut, so that's going to make it easier for me to line it up on my vinyl. And then we're just going to line it up. I am going to use a little bit of heat tape to tape it into place. All right, we're going to cover it with a protective sheet and press. So because this is regular sublimation, it does require a little bit of a warmer press and a little bit of a longer press time. Once again, check out our website for all of those instructions. All right, so I'm going to remove my image. We're going to let that cool, and we're going to check out our results. So here you can see the 3 different techniques that we use to print onto the EasySubli vinyl. We have the vinyl printed with the EasySubli inks, we have it printed with the Sublimation HD inks, and then we have it printed onto sublimation paper and sublimated onto the vinyl after it's been tacked to the shirt. So you can see that the EasySubli inks are a little less vibrant than the Sublimation HD inks when printing directly onto the vinyl. Now, printing onto the sublimation paper is going to give you the crisper, more vibrant results, but there is an extra step involved. In addition to being able to print on the vinyl, you can also use the EasySubli inks to print across a large range of substrates. Here we have it printed on metal. So this is the EasySubli inks printed on Chromolux metal, and these are the Sublijet HD inks printed on Chromolux metal. You can tell there's a definite difference in vibrance and clarity. All right guys, I hope that tutorial helped you out a little bit. You can see on the table here, I have the 3 that we did with the ink comparisons. I have this great piece that we used with the mask. You can see all the little pieces stayed right where they needed to be. And then I have these 2, which were really cool. So for these, I just printed on the whole sheet, peeled it off the backing, pressed it onto the shirt, and printed it. These are huge in the industry right now. So I hope this has helped you a little bit. I hope this can help you break into sublimation to cotton. Sprite here, Condé Systems, happy sublimating.